Dear viewers, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be discussing the principles of communication and the modern means of communication here. Kindly watch the video till then, like it and subscribe. If you have any comments about the video, please put your comments in the comment box. Now, let's move to the presentation. When it is taken as the modern means of communication, this is the communication with the help of modern technology also. Here, the usage of this communication will help in reaching the intended recipient at a faster rate. So, such means of communication, some of them they may be modern means of communication. Some of them they are even the traditional, which have given a modern touch also. So now let us discuss these modern means of communication one by one here. Postal service. Of course, this is considered as a traditional one. It is there since inception. So here, in case of the postal service, during the mid-century, communication was much dependent on the postal services for the written communication especially. It is generally carried on by the postal department. In other words, to say, it is owned by the government. It is more reliable by means of registered acknowledgement date or speed post or UCP, that is under certificate of posting. Even today, the post has come with several various products. Say for example, it also runs the banking also. That's why today we have we call it as a post office bank also. India Post Office Bank, you might have heard about. And it has come with several financial products also, like opening of the Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, or it may be like the MIS monthly income scheme. So variety of the new products are also provided here. In the earlier days, money order was money, or to send the money from one place to another place. So money order was there. So today even they are providing Western Union money transfer service. Within a fraction of seconds, the amount will be transferred to the other person. So these are all the novel services which are rendered by the postal department today. And even it has come with RMS also, railway mail service, quick mail, QMS, quick mail service. Like this, it has come with a variety of services for the speedy transmission of the message from one place to another place. Then the next one comes here, the courier service. It is run by the private people. The greatest advantage of the courier service is a door to door. Even in the post also door to door service is available, but the courier it runs at a faster rate. The courier service is connected only to the main cities. This is the drawback. This is the drawback of the courier service. Whereas the postal services, they are connected even to the rural areas also. Then the next one comes here, the internet. Of course, today the information is available at the tip of the finger. Just if you click the button, there are several pages will open to access the information. So internet has become even economical also. Even a common layman they are affording. Today you may be knowing even most of the people are getting 1.5 GB, 2 GB at a very meager amount. So it's a network of computer which operates with one another by using a common software. It can be used through email, teleconference, etc. Here, even people they are making of the Twitters, WhatsApp video call, voice call, conference calls, video conferencing. So all these they have reduced the distance of the barrier of distance here. So here it is used as an informative through which provides details about the organization in the worldwide. So that's why today we make use of the World Wide Web today. If you just log on to www with some organization, you are going to get the information. So through the internet also you can make say for example the publicity of the products or the advertise of the products today you may be knowing when you are making use of some apps, ads will come. If you want the apps without ads, you have to go for pro apps, so for which they are paid here. So such things, they are not at a freely available. So internet has reduced the distance between the sender and the buyer. Even you can go for today, e-commerce is more popular today, and you can place the order, you can get the product here. So today the seller and the buyer need not meet each other. The seller doesn't know who is his buyer, and the buyer doesn't know who is his seller, but still there is a delivery of the products. So internet has widely used by the people today in India as well as in the world. Then the next one comes here, the telex. It is a short form of a teleprinter exchange here. The machine consists of a keyboard and a printing device. It is fitted with a roll of paper, and messages can be typed off continuously. Probably you might have seen the people who goes for collection of the pygmy. Today they are making use, even in case of the KSRTC buses, state transport, so they make use of this telex, so that even in the hotels to generate the bills, it will be done. So all these things are there. So this will help in just if you press the button here, the print, you will get the printed copy. And even you may be knowing, even whenever you fill the fuel with the help of, or do shopping with the help of ATM cards, you are going to get the immediate slip. So everything will be done, the total everything, it will come on its own. So this is used for the speedy return messages here. Then the next one comes here, hand delivery. The official documents and parcels are delivered through the delivery boys. It requires more personnel to carry out the work, but it is quite expensive. Even sometimes it's very difficult to remit the secret documents through these delivery boys. There are chances of opening up the document, and then they will again, they're going to paste. Of course, this hand delivery is not much popular today. So mainly it is used by the courier services through which they are going to deliver the goods. Then a telegraph. Earlier there was a department was there in the central government called as a telegraph department, now which has been closed because of the advancement in the technology like mobile and cellular phones. It is owned by the government. The return messages will be converted into codes. It is useful for transmitting any urgent messages. In the early days, it was much popular to remit the message from one place to another place at a faster rate. But today the telegraph is no more. Then next comes here the voicemail. Probably voicemail is experienced by everyone in case of the mobiles. So it is a service on the telephone line. The answering machine is attached to a telephone instrument. It is protected by a password. It is widely used in a telephone department, railway stations, and even in mobiles also. It reduces paperwork and avoids miscommunication. Probably you might have seen in case of the railway stations where they announce the arrival and departure of the train. Even today in the mobiles, you have got a voice recognizer through which you can just go on uttering the things, and it will type on its own. So such new things, even in case of the Google Meet, you might have come across the caption returns. So this has reduced the work here. Then the next one comes here, telephone. Of course, the telephone has taken a lot of development. It was the main device for it is the main device for the oral communication with the person who is far away from the place of communication. It can be used within the organization through intercom. Then today we have got earlier STD, subscriber trunk dialing was there. Whenever you want to call from one state to another state, then even ISD calls were there, international subscriber dialing. That is whenever you want to call from India to a person who is residing outside India. Then there are modifications took place in case of the telephone also. Like we have got caller ID. As we have in a mobile, In the early days, in the telephone set, there was a caller ID, and cordless phones were introduced, which can be used for a range of smooth from the handhold. Then next comes the mobile. Of course, mobiles are also known as the cellular phones. They directly contacting with the other person having mobile. It's a combination of radio technology and communication technology. It has greatest advantage like storage of numbers, text messages, picture messages, etc. Today, because of this improvement in the social networking, people send their photos at free of cost, and even they can send the text messages, etc. You might have seen in the earlier days, when before this invention of this Android, when people used to use keypad, there were so many SMS packages were there, like a per day 100 SMS, etc. But today, now it has been totally changed. Nobody even does the send the text message also. All people, they send the WhatsApp only. So lot of improvement has taken place in case of the mobile. Then even you can store the numbers, you can listen to the songs, you can get the news through internet, etc. Everything is available in the Android set today. And even you can perform the banking transaction with the help of mobile today by downloading the various apps from the Google Play Store or from the Apple Store. So all these facilities are improvised in the mobile technology. Then the next one comes here, the fax. It is a device used for transmitting the copies of printed images over the telephone line. It produces a photocopy of the message and send at the receiver by dialing the telephone number of the receiver. It is used only for the documents which are not confidential in nature. It provides a quick exchange of information between two branches having fax machines. And this even the fax also is in no more use, because in the mobile you have got the scanner and you can send, and you can send through WhatsApp, and the receiver can download it and he can view and he can react to the message. So earlier the fax was considered the fastest means, as it used to produce immediate documents, so that other person can refer the same thing here. So it is mainly used for the written messages or sending the pictures and the documents, but they should not be in the nature of confidential nature. Then the next one comes here, the teleconferencing. Here, teleconferencing or the video conferencing, it may be defined as bringing people together without having to spend on time and money on or even on travel also. It may be audio conferencing and video conferencing. Audio conferencing provides the interactive element of telephone, whereas the video conferencing allows the people at different locations to see and hear each other at the same time. Monitor, camera, microphone, speaker, equipment, control pad of each location at the network connection services are needed for video conferencing. Today you may be knowing the majority of the things they are done through this video conferencing only. Say if the CM wants to know the various status of the various districts, by sitting at the headquarters only, he can come to know by conveying through the video conferencing with the district commissioners. So he will come to know the state of the affairs in each district. So these are all the fastest means of communication here. And then the next one comes here, newspapers and magazines. Of course, newspapers was there since beginning, since inception. So even these newspapers used by the business houses inviting the tenders or recruitment advertisements and informing the product features to customers, etc. So you might have seen the advertisements in the various newspapers, which provides a thorough knowledge about the product, how to usage, or maybe like where it is available, whether it is having any offer, etc. So even in case of the magazines also, like monthly magazines or fortnightly magazines, where you find advertisements for the various products, so that it will help in the propagation of the product to the customers, and based on that the customers used to purchase it. So this will help in informing the customers about the product features. And even say, for example, if there is any construction activity, you can call, invite a tender from the interested parties. So through these newspapers. So here also it provides a speedy transmission of the message. Now let's move to the principles of communication. Here this is also called as the essentials of a business letter also. It's also called as the 8 C's of communication. So now let us look into these C's in detail. It is necessary to have command over the language in order to make communication more effective. There should be appropriate usage of the words and phrases. So now let us discuss these principles of communication in detail. Completeness. Here the letter should be complete in all respects. Say, for example, it must be properly signed by the writer. It must be properly dated. It must have a salutation. It should contain all the various parts of a business letter that must be included here. The message should be organized in such a way that the receiver should not have any doubts whenever he reads the letter. So there should not be any scope for the doubts at all. The writer have to answer the questions like who, what, where, why, when, etc. This is what we call as the WH questions. So that when the writer addresses these WH questions properly, the receiver will not have any doubt in his mind, and he is going to provide a proper feedback. Then the next one comes here, correctness. A letter should contain the actual facts and figures. It should not hide any facts and figures here. The information given must contain the actual facts. The message should be sent at a proper time. The education background, the width of the vocabulary of the reader is most important in case of while writing here. And it should have the correct physical appearance. Here physical appearance in the sense it must be properly folded. It must be properly written. So before the writer writes something here, he should know who is his reader, and he should not make use of any jargons. The sender of the message should not make use of any jargons in the letters, because these jargons are the technical words which cannot be understood by a common layman. Then the next one comes here, conciseness. So here while writing a letter or while writing something, the writer should apply the principle of KISS. Here KISS means it is keep it short and simple. A letter should be as much as brief. It should contain short sentences here. The conciseness can be achieved through the elimination of all stock of phrases and unnecessary sentences. And the writer should avoid any sentence which may insult the reader. So always conciseness should be there, but not at the cost of the clarity. A letter should be brief. It should be very simple, but it should have the clarity also. Then the next one comes here, courtesy. Here we say courtesy costs nothing but buys everything. And it is a tool which to convert an anger mode customer into a happier customer. Consideration implies writing the letter from the reader's point of view. So always the reader's sentiment should be taken. The courtesy means the politeness and pleasant behavior which shows the respect for the other people. A courteous business should always use the phrases such as the thank you and sorry. It aims to win the confidence of the readers. The courtesy in the letter is the best reply for an anger mode of the of the customer here or the reader. So the courtesy should be there in the business. Let's say, for example, if you visit any shop and if the shopkeeper does not turn you, next time you will not go to that particular shop. So you must address the readers or the audience looking into their sentiments. So it is a tool to win the confidence of the reader or the speaker here. Then the next one comes here, consideration. Consideration implies writing the letter from the perspective of readers. So this is what we call it as before you write something, put in the shoes of a reader. You should know who is your reader and what is his background, what is his vocabulary, etc. The style of business letter should be such that the reader should feel that the letter contains an appeal to his interest, and it means it is meant for promoting his benefit. So a writer should focus on the you attitude here. This should emphasize the positive attitudes are to be used in case of the writing as well as the speaking. So when you consider these things here, then that the purpose of the communication will be served. Then the next one comes here, concreteness. The information given in the letter should be concrete and should be based on the facts and figures. Concreteness can be achieved by careful checking and editing. Wrong figures, overwriting, wrong spellings, faulty grammar, etc. should be strictly avoided. So for a writer, he should have a command over the language. He should know the importance of the study of the grammar while writing. So in other words, to say, such letter should be free from all the grammatical errors. Then the next one comes here, comprehensiveness. A letter should cover everything pertaining to the subject matter or issue discussed. To achieve the comprehensiveness, the writer should comprehend every point that is of the value in the body of the letter. The detailed information should be given in the letter so as to avoid further correspondence for seeking information not given. So a writer should provide the necessary detailed information. Say for example, if some trader has been inquired with the availability of the products, he should provide the information of the availability of the products with the varieties. So everything that should be mentioned there. Then the next one comes here, clearness. According to Lord Chesterfield says, every paragraph should be so clear that even the dullest fellow will not be able to mistake it, nor be obliged to read it twice in order to understand it. In other words, to say, when a reader reads here, he should understand only at the first reading. He should not read the same thing repetitively in order to make understanding here. It is necessary to understand the purpose of the communication. When the person is very much clear with the purpose of the communication, he can provide the facts, he can write in a detailed way so that the other person can understand by reading it. The message should be free from the ambiguity, inaccuracy, etc. here. Thank you for watching this video.